Okay, so now that we have discussed the tools of monetary policy and why the government well uses the monetary policy, we can move on to the limitations of monetary policy. So the first limitation is well the argument about the effectiveness of interest rates. The thing is, well, some economists believe that interest rates are really effective, while there is another group of economists which believes interest rates aren't that effective because it all depends on the elasticity of demand, elasticity of demand for money, which depends on factors such as, let's say, confidence. So even though the government, let's say, even though the government reduces interest rates, we can take the example of well the recent times during COVID, right? During the COVID era, let's just take the example of that. So even though governments throughout the whole world reduced their interest rates, right? The governments pushed down on interest rates. They really wanted people to borrow more money to keep the economy moving. But what happened was, since the confidence in the economy was pretty low, people were really uncertain about what's going to happen, when the vaccine is going to be out and stuff. And so the confidence in the economy was very low, because of which people's demand for money was very elastic. Was very inelastic, sorry. People's demand for money was very inelastic, right? So even though interest rates went down, interest rates, well, throughout the whole world almost went down. People didn't borrow much. Borrowing did go up, but well, it wasn't as effective. It wasn't as effective because people's confidence in the economy or the global economy as a whole was pretty low, and so people didn't really go out to borrow a lot of money. So the second limitation of monetary policy is time lags, right? Well, in reality, monetary policy is a policy, right? It's a policy. It's not a switch. It's not a switch. You can't just like push the red button to well get aggregate demand to increase or to decrease depending on the economic environment and what sort of macroeconomic objectives the government has. So it's not a red button. It's not like you just push the button and things start to happen. So the thing is, let's say if the government increases the interest rates, right? It's not like the aggregate demand will fall down simultaneously or instantly. It will take some time. People will take some time to well get used to this high rate of interest, right? They will take some time to take this in, and well, in the long term, it may lead to a reduction in aggregate demand. But this will only happen when the consumers adjust, right? When they adjust their consumption patterns, and at the same time, the firms in an economy adjust their investment patterns. So when both of these components of aggregate demand, consumers and investment by firms, when they adjust, will it lead to a reduction in aggregate demand? The third limitation of monetary policy is the control of money supply. So the thing is, let's say if the government was to well increase the liquidity ratio, as we discussed in the last video, if the government increases the liquidity ratio, then the commercial banks in an economy, commercial banks will be able to well borrow. They will be able to lend less money out, right? So lending will decrease. But the thing is, not all lending happens from these commercial banks. When we're talking about a real economy, it obviously has people who don't really borrow money from the central banks, who don't have all their money in the banks. For example, in Pakistan, especially, people well don't really utilize services provided by banks, and so what they may just end up doing is well they might just borrow money from a relative. They might just borrow money from someone like within their neighborhood. someone who is well famous for borrowing or lending money or something like that. And so because of this, the government can't put a stop. The government just can't put a red tape around while borrowing and expect agri demand to fall, because it varies from economy to economy. In some economies, well, they are heavily dependent on commercial banks and they're heavily invested in these sort of financial services. But in other economies, that's not the case, especially in Pakistan. So, this is another thing which the government has to keep in mind when looking at monetary policy, which is why it qualifies as a limitation of monetary policy.